What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is supposed to be a big day. Today is the day that a group of roughly 16 people from the Problem Solvers Caucus are supposed to meet with Brian Deese. Brian Deese is the director of the National Economic Council. Now, this meeting is supposed to be going over the pieces of legislation within the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. This includes a $1,400 stimulus check. This includes school funding, vaccine funding, $350 for state and local governments. There's money for rental assistance. There's mortgage forbearance. There's a bunch of things in here. However, the reports out right now indicate that hopefully there will be additional details given. That's essentially what the Problem Solvers Caucus is looking for. They want to know what the Biden administration really wants to see in this package. What is their goal with it? Is a $15 federal minimum wage, is that essential to the recovery of the economy? To getting American people back to work? Is a $15 federal minimum wage actually going to provide that? That's what this meeting is supposed to uncover. But right now, there's still no bill that they are going to hand out. Brian Deese is not going to hand out a package and say, here you go, this is our plan. As of right now, it hasn't even been written. They're still working on the rough draft of this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. However, Nancy Pelosi stated just a couple days ago that the House committees will begin working on this $1.9 trillion stimulus package this week. So right there, that is good news that something is actually going to get done, or maybe not get done, it will get started this week. So that's good news. According to multiple reports, the package that was introduced is already being questioned not only by Republicans, who obviously are going to question anything that comes from a Democrat, but Democrats as well. Right now, this package is a very rough draft. In my opinion, I think this package has some really good parts to it. It's missing some stuff. But the biggest issue with this package is I believe the Biden administration came in and they were not fully prepared to reveal this quickly. However, according to reports, the reason why they did is because the American people were calling for it, simply because President Biden, he stated, we will see $2,000 stimulus checks immediately once he takes office. It's been less than a week. It's been multiple days, and we still have no $2,000 stimulus check coming in the mail. So the American people are a little bit upset. However, I do understand that he's been in office for less than a week. He's trying to do other things as well, and this is just one of his top priorities. Now, many Democrats are saying that the relief is still not targeted enough. Many have been saying this. Dick Durbin has been saying this for a little while, that it needs to be more targeted to people that were hardest hit during this pandemic. Some are demanding more for people who receive Social Security. This is a big one. This is a big one in my honest opinion. I don't receive Social Security. I have many family members that do, but here's the issue. This is a need for people on a fixed income, on SSI, SSDI, things like that. They don't receive a lot of money. They don't, if they work, long hours or whatever, right? That's the thing. A lot of them aren't going to work. They cannot work. And so when someone says, "Oh, just go get another a part-time job," I've been on Social Security for 15 years. You want me to go and get a job? I can barely walk. No one's going to hire me. In this current environment, no one's going to hire me when I haven't worked for 10, 15 years. And that's the issue. That's a big issue. And I personally feel that Congress has left out people on Social Security. This is one of the reasons why I'm always trying to keep you updated on what's going on the Social Security front, because this is going to affect every single one of us in some way or another. Okay? So just think about that. Some are also wanting student loan taken care of. Biden did sign an executive order to extend student loan, the loan deferral program. That's great. However, some are saying, no, we cannot just extend the deferral. We need to actually get rid of their student debt. Well, Republicans are going to have something to say about that. And then some are saying that the $1,400 stimulus checks should be reevaluated as to who will actually get them. There are some economists, top economists here in the United States, that are saying that if we provide an additional $1,400 stimulus check like we have already, like to the $600 stimulus checks, what's going to happen is this is going to only intensify the stock market bubble. So some economists are saying that if we want to look at the stock market as a leading indicator as to how well this economy is doing, it's going to do great up until that day where everything just bursts. So whether that happens or not, well, it's yet to be seen. We will see if that happens over the next year or so. Some are expecting we will see this big burst very soon. Others are saying we will see another financial crisis probably in 2022 or 2023. Again, still not good news. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that multiple Senate Democrats want the checks targeted to families making less money. This would upset a lot of people. However, Republicans are actually liking this idea because by doing this, this will bring that $1.9 trillion stimulus price tag down about $100 billion. And that right there is something that Republicans can get behind. Not 1.8 trillion, but let's save some money. So if we save money on unemployment benefits, we save money on stimulus checks, we save money on state and local governments, we save money on vaccine distribution, we save money on school funding, we can bring this entire thing down to like $1 trillion. And I can tell you right now, according to all reports, and just based off the reviews or the interviews that I have watched over the past few days, a $1 trillion stimulus package would get more than 10 Republicans on board. So if the Biden administration wants to get something done now, bringing it down to $1 trillion would do just that. Now, the Wall Street Journal is also reporting that many lawmakers are currently viewing the $1,400 stimulus checks as a simple bridge until the sustainable relief can be put into place. Now, here's what you need to understand. Okay, let me just give you an example. For instance, let's take vaccines. Vaccines take a little while to, we got to get the vaccines. Then we have to administer the vaccines. People become vaccinated. They go and get their 2 doses in most cases, and right now. And then after we receive like a 85% herd immunity, then the economy should really start to open up. We shouldn't be in this pandemic for much longer. That's what people are saying. That's what experts are currently telling us. Well, what Congress is saying and what multiple lawmakers are currently saying is, if we can just provide an additional $1,400 to bridge that gap between right now and when we get into that herd immunity of 85% or higher, if we can do this, the American people are going to be really happy, the economy should benefit, and everyone is going to benefit in the long term. Well, this is great, but the problem is when this is done, when you give a $1,400 stimulus check now, that money's going to be spent. That money will be gone. And that's what other lawmakers are saying. That yes, it is great that we're going to bridge the gap. But the gap from now to when we get to that herd immunity, that's too big. It's too big of a gap for only $1,400. In addition, that $600 stimulus check that we received about a month ago, or some people are still trying to get, that $600 stimulus check was said to be a kind of a bridge and a payment for August. So when are the American people going to get anything for September, October, November, or December? When? 4 months. 4 months of nothing. If that $600 was for August, 4 months of what? A $1,400 stimulus check is supposed to be the bridge to get us from now till the herd immunity, which could be in like July or August. So that's what some people are saying, is that the math behind what these lawmakers are telling us just does not add up. Honestly, in my opinion, I'm not a math whiz by any means, but I understand basic math, and that does not add up. Now, this $1,400 stimulus check is also seen as a way to put systems in place for states as far as unemployment, rental relief and other programs without having the American people suffering while the states try to figure out how to get these systems in place. For example, the state rental assistance programs. The states were supposed to put up these programs, divvy up the funds to their counties and provide rental assistance to the people in desperate need. However, we are almost a month past when it was approved, and many states still have nothing. They've told us, okay, we're going to receive this many millions of dollars for rental assistance. But as far as how we apply, where do you go to get it? Where do you go to get more information? Anything like that. States have very little information to give us. So that's not good. But that is why the $1,400 stimulus check is being seen as just a bridge to get us from right now to sometime in the future. How long? $1,400 for me would not go very far. I don't know about you, but let me know down in the comment section below. What would an additional $1,400 do? Would it put food on your table? Would it help you pay some of your rent? Pay a car payment? Maybe you just put money in the stock market? Save it? What would you do? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now, here's what we know. A lot of people have been waiting. Not just, average people like you and I, but even some lawmakers are waiting for Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer to come out and say anything meaningful about stimulus. However, both of them have simply just been waiting for the Biden administration to give more details on their plan. But again, they're still waiting to put their plan together. Right now, many people within Congress are upset that the Biden administration didn't come into office fully prepared with their plan. And I get it. They should have. They had time. They knew what we needed. They should have came in a little bit more prepared. This has people like Bernie Sanders, who, I don't know if you've seen the memes, but he has been all over the internet. Bernie Sanders has been frustrated as well. Not because of his mittens or people making fun of him and him making probably a decent amount of money for his charities in Vermont, but he is frustrated because he knows the American people are hurting. But the problem is that he's trying to do what he can because he wants to do what President Biden wants him to do and just wait while they negotiate with the Republican side. We already know that many Republicans are completely opposed to a $350 billion state and local government fund, also a $15 federal minimum wage, and nobody has come out and said, I support a $1.9 trillion stimulus package. So that too is a key issue. But Bernie Sanders is saying that the other provisions within the package are too important to the American people that Democrats should not worry about the other side right now. That Democrats need to worry just about the American people. By holding up negotiations and waiting an additional month, possibly 2 months. Again, many experts are saying we will see the negotiations start in February. However, we will not see a package get approved until possibly March, which means we might not see a stimulus check until sometime in March, most likely the first week of April. That's what we're hearing. So, they are saying by holding up these negotiations and waiting a month or 2 months to get this stimulus package done, we are also losing out on about $400 billion for vaccine development, distribution, testing, and tracing. We're losing out on $30 billion for additional rental assistance, $170 billion for school funding to provide proper ventilations and PPE. This is stuff, especially ventilation. This is something that if we miss out and we don't pass this bill for months, we might not see schools fully reopen in the fall simply because they do not have the proper funding in place to get the ventilation that they need to put into their schools and their buildings and to have kids come back fully in the fall of 2021. So this is something that needs to get done quickly. We also are missing out on 28 weeks of additional unemployment benefits at $400 per week as a bonus. This will also extend the PUA and the PEUC programs. We're missing out on additional tax credits for children. That's $3,600 for children between 0 and 5, $3,000 for children between 6 and 17. We're also missing out on triple the earned income credits and also additional aid for small businesses. These are all things that we will be missing out on. This is one of the reasons why the meeting today between the Problem Solvers Caucus and Brian Deese is supposed to help clear things up. So, How much aid do both Democrats and Republicans support? This is hopefully going to be one of the answers that the Problem Solvers Caucus can provide us after they do a little bit of research. They know what they want. However, they're just a small group of people. They still have to deal with the House of Representatives. They still have to deal with the Senate. There's a lot of people that they got to get on board. And in addition to that, we need to get the Biden administration on board. We need to get answers as to how much do you actually want to provide. I know 1.9 trillion, but many people say this is probably not a hard number. This is probably just a negotiation tactic like we have been seeing for the past few months. So, can the Problem Solvers Caucus and Brian Deese find middle ground that works for Congress and also provides for the American people? That's what's yet to be seen, but hopefully we will figure out something soon. The meeting should just be a starting point for the Problem Solvers Caucus. It will help them determine which pieces of legislation are needed, which pieces are probably the most important to the Biden administration, and which ones are a must-have right now. Now, I know the White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, she said that the $1.9 trillion stimulus package was not a negotiation. It was not a compromise. This is where they want. This is what is needed. However, many are currently expecting that if Democrats negotiate down, they could easily get 10 Republicans on board. So, here's what we expect moving forward. Expect the Problem Solvers Caucus to do their own job and provide some type of details as far as what a new proposal should include. This will be something that will be bipartisan with Republican support and Democratic support. Also, expect the House committees to put together their own proposal for a $1.9 trillion package, and then also expect negotiations on the stimulus package to begin within the next couple of weeks. That is what we know. However, I do doubt that we will get a lot of press conferences and briefings as far as what is going to be in these negotiations, but I do anticipate we will see a lot of leaks from reporters like we always do. So, consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.